how did you become coach of the LA Kings? How do you go from the Adirondack Red Wings and then go to the Los Angeles Kings? How did that
Rich,
happen?
was the old-fashioned way. I earned it. I won in the American League when I was coaching Adirondack. It was Detroit's farm team, and we won the Calder Cup, which is the American League, which is like AAA in baseball. I had a really good team, and Los Angeles was looking for a new coach at the time, and they went outside the organization. They liked the way my teams played, and they asked for permission to talk to me, and I did talk to them, and I got the job. And from that moment on, I got to coach the greatest player in the world, Wayne Gretzky, and for 3 years. So it was a great time in my life, and it was a fun time to be in Los Angeles also.
Yeah, did McNall pick up the phone? Was he the one who called you, Barry?
Actually, I met him in Los Angeles. I certainly knew Bruce McDowell because everyone followed LA and what was going on in Los Angeles. Bruce was becoming a very powerful owner. He was among the top 3 or 4 powerful owners in hockey at the time. So I certainly know who Bruce McDowell was. And then in '88, he went and got Gretzky from Edmonton and changed the face of hockey from then on. And so I did know Bruce, and I met him when I first came to Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, they flew me into LAX in the morning, and I met with Bruce and Rogie Vachon and Roy Malarkey, who was president of the team that morning.
And was that the first time? I mean, you're from Saskatchewan, so was that how many times had you been in Los Angeles in your life, Barry?
Maybe six. When I came when I played there as a member of Winnipeg, Toronto, or Detroit.
Right.
So probably no more than 6. It was pretty big city for a Saskatchewan boy.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, and then what was your first meeting with Gretzky like? These are questions I always wanted to ask you in the newsroom, but we never had time. So what was your first meeting with Gretzky like, Barry?
It was it was a movie. It was like you'd have in a movie. I land, I get the job, I do my press conferences. I set it up that wanted to talk to Wayne the next day. There was a mega earthquake that night. And I was staying on Century Avenue, and I looked out my window. I think I was on the 12th floor of one of those hotels on Century, and I could see the water in the swimming pool go from one end to the other. And the next morning, I got to see Wayne. I went out up north a little bit, about half an hour north of town to a hotel, and Wayne came in from where his home was, and I talked to him for about 2 hours. Janet, it was hilarious, the earthquake and all the stuff that went on. And then Janet drives Gretz up to the hotel in a minivan, and then she took off. And then we were supposed to talk for about an hour, but she came back, and we still talked for another hour. So I'm talking with Wayne in the hotel about what we're going to do, the type of team we have, the type of style of play I want. And Janet's out in the minivan with 6 kids waiting for Gretz to finish his conversation with me so they could head off home. It was just surreal. It was a typical L.A. meeting. It was exactly how you envision something in L.A. happening.
And then you make the Cup. You make the Cup finals that year, right? 92-93 season.
Yep.
And then, it's entirely possible that you're going to be up 2-0, and Jacques Demers of the Montreal Canadiens calls the refs over and says, check out Marty McSorley's stick, right, Barry?
Yep.
Didn't that happen in Game 2? And it changed Game 2 and changed the rest of the Cup finals because they called him for having an illegally curved stick.
Yep.
Right?
And we were winning the game at the time and totally outplaying them. I don't think Montreal had a shot for about the last 12 minutes, but they called the stick. The stick was illegal, and they ended up tying the game with about a minute left, and then they won Game 2 in overtime. But still, we still went in and won one game in Montreal, and that's what our job was. Now we're going home to L.A. We'd taken home ice advantage away from Montreal, and we would just go home and take care of business, win the 2 games, and go back to Montreal. So that was the plan. Patrick Roy, unfortunately, didn't read about the plan. And
well, the reason
he continued his unbelievable play and won 3 games in overtime, and they beat us in 5 games.
The reason why I bring this up, Barry, is because Montreal has not won a Cup since, and there are those who believe there is a Marty McSorley curse that was while calling out a stick for being illegal is one thing, that it was kind of bad form to do such a thing. Do you believe, Barry Melrose, in the McSorley curse? Yay or nay?
Yeah, I do believe in karma. I think that and Jacques Demers is my friend. I played for Jacques in the WHA, and Jacques is my friend. But with the calling of the stick, there was too many things going on. We always laugh about it. They say the ghosts of Montreal always protect the Montreal Canadiens. Well, maybe the curse of Marty McSorely and the LA Kings is stronger than the story and the ghosts of Montreal, because LA has won 2 Stanley Cups since then. Montreal hasn't won any, so maybe there is something to all that skullduggery and stuff going on behind the scenes.
I love it.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.